And when we got off the plane, everybody was like we all just said it at the same time. We was like, ooh.
Hi, my name is Dale Harrison.
Hi, I'm Del, and you're watching.
Girl, when I gotta go to work all day, I come home and this vagina is just tied. Uh-oh, I got her laughing on the tied vagina. Seriously, guys. Don't have us out here. Don't have us out here doing 2 jobs. I got energy for 1 job. Now, which one you want me to do best? Because this other one that I gonna do is gonna rejuvenate you to go out there and get that money. Yes. Yes. They gave me just enough time to put on my makeup. And not too much though, because y'all see I'm rocking the Lola Falana hair. Let me tell you something, honey. Every time I get this hair back going, I get some kind of commercial audition because commercial auditions can just smell when I got a fresh fro popping off, honey. You can only get booked on a commercial with a fro. Black women, no. That's how you know that that people that America just wants us to rock our real self. And okay, I'm not bashing on the weaves or whatever, but honey, when they say middle of America, that means you, black woman, fro. Don't come in here with no long weave. Like if they ask you to be like risque, that means like black woman with a long weave, and maybe but like and risque is like braids. You know what I'm saying? But when they talk about like even this, when I be having it to the side, honey, I be taking this out and I be looking like I am like young Aunt Jemima going into these auditions, okay? And I be super sexy, but this hair be on straight ancient at the top, okay? Stop playing. Straight young ancient at the top. Can I just say, y'all, thank y'all so much for my birthday love. Thank y'all so much for supporting my birthday show. When I tell you, I be wrestling, like, cause I work for myself in this business. And I remember when I had a cleaning company, and I remember when I was at these people's house, and it was not safe for these people because, I used to be in that house. Like when people wasn't there, it'll be good. Cause I'll be looking at it like, okay, I could just clean up and I could lose weight at the same time and I'm making money. Like it was all 3. But like when people are there, them people is not safe because I would be looking at them like, oh no, you don't tell me what to do. First of all, and then I would be in the bathroom like scrubbing the toilet like, Lord, how dare I be this talented and have to work as somebody made? You know what I'm saying? And I would be going, like, I would be wrestling with it so much. And I could hear the Lord being like, because you don't trust me. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You need to trust me more. So I would be like, all right, I'm going to just trust you more. And then, but the thing about the trust is, honey, you got to be a straight warrior in that trust. You will be tested. Like sometimes, honey, my account, you know how you eat a watermelon and it be down to the rind. That is how my account be down to the rind. Okay. And I be having to I can't and like my mother always comes through. She comes through every time. But when I tell you, it burns my insides to have to call my mother for anything. I just want to call her and I just want to be like, Ma, give me the account number for your house. I'm gonna surprise you. And I just cannot wait to pay that joint off. But right now the calls be like, Ma, I'm calling you p.m. because I don't want the phone to get cut off, because we on the same plan, and now the thing is, most of the months, okay, I got it. I got it. It's just on the slow months is where I wrestle with it. But the thing about it too is you can't be in the business if you cannot deal with the ups and downs of the business. You can't do it. You cannot work for yourself. You don't have what it takes. And I really feel like this weekend, of course, first of all, and that's why I'm telling y'all, thank y'all so much. People bought tickets to the show that didn't even come to the show. Okay. And I'm talking about a lot of people just bought tickets to support me. And I just was just feeling like so filled up because even though I'm just in my spirit, like, Lord, it's just never going to be enough. Where is it at? Like, because that's what I wrestle with. I wrestle with God's promises in the Bible. Your gifts will make room for you. I will give you increase, you and your children's children. But he did not say it wasn't going to be a test or it wasn't going to be a development time before that. So that's what I will wrestle with. But then I keep thinking about, like, when I tell you, I can't even imagine the people that don't have the support that I have. Like I am very spoiled when it comes to like support. People like be reaching out like, oh, girl, I couldn't even come to your show, but I just sent you $100. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing is, I want to, like, I have a live band in my show. I want to pay the band. Like, I don't want the band to be sitting back. You know what I'm saying? These guys right here eating out of trash cans after they left my show. You know what I'm saying? Comedians, I'm not even worried about them. They already eating out of trash cans. No, not really. But the thing about it too is I be having that. Like, comedians are accustomed to how it goes in comedy shows. You work at a theater, theaters be taking a long time to pay, but like a band, like when y'all just working together, I want to give you money right away. But I just was thinking about just like the money that I did have that I could just like pay them out, pay them most of it, minus like $50 until the club. And then the thing is, first of all, let me show y'all one of the pictures of this event, okay? Because I was gonna cancel this filming because see, I'm always riddled with money, okay? But then my producing partner, guys, let me tell you something. The Lord sends me, my word, the Lord, of course, my producing partner comes up. My producing partner, here he is right here, okay? He was like, Del, we're gonna have to bite the bullet, okay? This is Luis Reyes. We're gonna have to bite the bullet. And we're just gonna go for it. I'm just let them know I'm going for it. Okay, I got money in my Venmo account, and if we got to use that, we will. But I would hate for you to have this event and it not be captured. Okay, because I was about to be like, how Chris Rock doing CB4. I'm about to negotiate like, okay, how much is it for just a half a camera and one recorder? You know what I'm saying? I'm about to do that, but. And then somehow the calm came over me, like, why is he not worried? Because I'm like checking tickets, I'm checking this, I'm checking donations. And then he is like, like the calm in his voice is like, okay, well, I mean, I obviously, I must not have nothing to worry about. Then my best friend was here. Okay, let me put the best friend picture up. I'm talking about this girl right here. The Lord sent me, like, every friend I got is like a mama. The Lord knew it. Like, that's why I ain't got no kids, child, because I'm everybody's child. You know what I'm saying? My best friend is here, and she is dropping like straight cash for the whole weekend. Where is she at? Birthday? Oh, here she go right here. She is dropping straight cash for the whole weekend. Gas in the car. Like every single thing I need for my birthday. And it said there was an issue with the file. All right, whatever. I'm not going to be able to get her file up. But anyway, the whole purpose is you have like I was going to be like, no, I'm not going to record this because I just want to pay people. I'm just want to do this. And when I looked at these pictures, when I tell you, I am just so glad that this man would not let me short myself. And he made sure that I recorded it. Then I didn't get these grant from these people, and of course, whenever I don't get something, honey, the only child in me be like, all right, obviously it's from race. I go right to the race car, honey. I keep a race car, like I keep one right here. Boop. I knew it. Child, she was like, Del, it's a competitive process. Email you sent was very concerning. And what I want to do is I want to get you to a more nurturing fiscal agent. Now, a fiscal agent is like when you apply for grants and you're an individual, some nonprofit organizations will not give the money directly to an individual. They have to give it to another nonprofit organization. So a nonprofit organization will sponsor you. They'll be your fiscal agent. So they will receive the money for you, and they'll charge like a little percentage, and they'll give you the money. Excuse me. So she was like, I want to hook you up with another fiscal agent. Child, she hooked me up with these people. And I could hear on the phone, honey, I'm inviting Tip to the show 10 o'clock at night. I could just hear in this lady voice, honey, they was already tired just thinking about a 10 p.m. show, and I just was like, okay. But I was like, I called her on Friday and I was like, I don't care. I'm going to just invite them out anyway. Child, they came. That's how I get the picture from. They came. Excuse me. I need some water. They came to the show. Now, when people are going to help you get a grant, and that's what this fiscal agent was like, we want to really look at the grant and see how we can help you get not just this grant, but like other grants. When people are going to help you, not just a fiscal agent, a management company, an agency, when people are going to help you, the number one way you know that they're invested in you is because they come and support. Honey, I didn't even know these people was there. I saw the picture of them being there. They came to the show, and it was just like a huge blessing, because sometimes you don't get something. Like, to me, I feel like me not getting that grant opened me up to a world of resources, because these people not just want to, they want to mentor me into getting other things. They want to collaborate with me. They are also like a film, they are also a creative or art organization. So they can like film and do collaborative efforts. It was such a blessed birthday. And I just really need to tell y'all these things to help myself stay in full-fledged appreciation of what the Lord has done, because he has done some magnificent things. And sometimes, even today, I was like, I needed to get my phone bill paid. And I was like, I ain't gonna call my mom. I'm gonna just text my mom. Now, of course, I did have to call her because I didn't want the nighttime to hit and then the phone get cut. And then, of course, my mom is like, oh, I'm all the way in Mexico. So, of course, she didn't get the message then, you know what I'm saying? Because she out living a good life. But today I was just like, okay, well, I'm just going to get happy. My praise, the phone bill is only $84. And I was just like, my praise does not cost $84. I will not be in this house moping around and not praising because I need $84. You know what I'm saying? So I just said to myself, the show just must go on. Show is always going on. It goes on forever and ever. And thank God it's going on today. First of all, guys, we do this show each and every Tuesday. I'm going to have to drink a lot of water today. We do this show each and every Tuesday. 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. If you're looking back, hit that subscribe button right now. Oh, my word. If you're looking at this live, do me a favor. Share this live with 2 friends. Comments. I see y'all in the building. Elton, Shawnee, best friend was in the building. Best friend, Vicky. Y'all, I love y'all so much. Thank y'all for being in the comments already. I'm going to bring my friends up because it's time to get the show started. First of all, she is not new to the show. She is in the comments every week. I am so happy to have her. We met on some other site, okay? Non-sexual, by the way, okay? Just straight Yahweh site. And we kept in contact, like we met up in person and just kept in contact. And she is just so cool. And I am just so honored to know that she just passed the bar. Come on, sis, just passed the bar. My other friend, all the way from Philly. We've been kicking it since we started comedy. It's been on this brother. Guys, Jamal Doman and Katrina McDowell is in the building. Thank you guys so much for being here. Let me change this setting.
Thanks for having us.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing?
Hey, Katrina.
Please forgive me. You say what?
I said, Katrina, nice meeting you, and congratulations on passing the bar.
Right?
Thank you very much. Nice meeting you also.
How do you feel? Kay, I call her Kay Although
Mhm.
I'm the only one that calls her K, because I was calling her K from her Instagram profile, but then she invited me to her family's event, and I was like, "Hi!" I walked in the room and saw all these like classy black people, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking for Kay," and they was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. No, this is my mother's 75th birthday. No one here is named Kay." And then I'm on the phone with her, and she walks in, and her whole family screams, "Oh, Renee! That's how we call her." I'm like, guys, I'm the only one in the world that calls her Kate. So now it's gonna be y'all too. Okay. How
Absolutely.
do you feel? That was a big feat.
Yes, to answer Dale and Jamal's question. And first of all, thank you for asking me that question. I'm still in shock because it took me 8 years. So I have to
Mm,
be transparent with both of you and share my journey. It took me 8 years, so I'm still in shock. So
mm,
Wow. Wow.
mm,
I
mm.
mean, like that is some old never give up.
Exactly.
How many times did you take it? Just once or
asked it on the 10th time.
on the 10th
Okay.
time? See,
Okay.
that is some old never give up. Like,
Mm,
who my
mm,
word, you
mm.
gotta really talk to
Yeah.
yourself. After that 7th time and you going
Yeah.
home and saying the test is strictly for white people, you know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like, cause your emotions be taking over, and as a black person, you just Jamal, go ahead.
After the fifth time, I'd have been like, you know what? I don't need that bar. I don't need that.
Yes,
But
Well, I
yes,
share a story with you and Jamal because whatever you want to accomplish in your comedy or your arts, keep at it. That's why I share
exactly.
yeah,
my
Hmm.
yeah.
But listen. I don't know about because Dell. If we started out and we bombed like the first 10 times on stage, I don't know if I would have kept doing it. I don't
I
know if I
think
would
the
have kept.
Lord got to give you that first time. That first time got to be electric, because them next 9 times
Yeah.
is gonna do your spirit. But you got that one dose of crack where you like, yeah, that was good. I know I'm a
Yeah.
star. I'm next week. I'm gonna be Richard Pryor. Where's special at? And then them next 9 times, you'd be like, keep at it, kid. Keep at it,
Hmm.
kid.
Hmm.
So I feel
Yes.
like you got to get that. Child, okay, let's get it started. First of all, Jamal, how was your day before I even get you move on? How is your day?
Oh, my day was beautiful. I was in Sherman Oaks home just chilling, and then I on Tuesdays and Thursdays I come over to Long Beach because I pick my daughter up on Tuesdays and Thursdays from school. So picked her up,
Wow.
was at the park with her, and I just gave her a shower. Then and probably put her to bed before I head back home. But I definitely had to come in here and support my home
Well,
girl.
yeah, first of all, I just did a show with Jamal, and his daughter was at the show too.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Y'all
right. She
better
was there.
y'all better take note of these black fathers out here fathering it up. Okay. They say life be life, black fathers be black fathering out here. And I
yes.
love it.
Hmm.
In fact, Oprah did a study to say that black fathers are more than likely are the most likely to be in the home and to stay with their kids. That is black father out of all the fathers in the
Hmm.
country. Black fathers rank the highest for raising their
Like,
kids, training their kids. Like, so
yeah,
we always see about
like the stereotypers.
Yes.
we and I think it's because you do meet a lot of single mothers out here, and
Hmm.
because black people, we are surrounded with our community. We just focus on our community. We don't be out talking to our white home girls to hear her story, which her daddy left too. You see what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Because they
Hmm.
don't really be out here complaining. They just are taught to move on. But you'll talk to them, child. You'll get friends with them, and you'll be like, my father, he really stole all our money, and then we had to live on. Like, it be some old
Hmm.
tragic story, and you'd be like, how are
Hmm.
you just kicking it every day? Like, black people, we are vocal about what happened to
Right.
us. I mean,
Yeah.
white people be
Hmm.
like, I don't want to dwell on the past, and that's it. And
Hmm.
that is how our ancestors. That is how they were the black aristocracy for so long. Honey, when I talked to my 100-year-old aunt, like my grandmother's aunt, and I
Hmm.
was asking her about slavery, and because I wanted to know, her father was born into slavery, so I just wanted to know what about it, and she was like, they refused to tell them slave stories. They would tell them here in their slave stories. They did not want to look at the past, and they only wanted to
Yeah.
look at ownership, land. That is on both
Mhm.
sides of my family. They could not, they never wanted you to talk about it. So,
Mhm.
and that's probably where their mindset was. We're done. That wasn't us. It was never us. It freedom onto the land, So,
Mhm.
and we got to take a
Facts.
page out of that book. Speaking of freedom, you don't like my music is in here. You said this test is only for white people. Cool. Later, what test? You talking about the bar? No, child. Just stay around and hear more. More and more white women are having kids without male partners too. Black folks were ahead of the curve on that.
Yep.
um, the thing about it too is black women, we do need to, like, because I do, like every black woman I know, like when she's a real good mother, she has, and the father's not around, she has one child because she has put her all into that one. You know what I'm saying? Now,
Mhm.
whenever she got a real good support system and she could just drop them off at grandma, that's how she got like 4 more after that one. Is because when you got that support and you could just drop them
Mhm.
off at grandma's house, you out making two, 3 new ones. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
whatever it's that one, honey, that one be like, okay, this one right here called. So let me just pull up to the clinic on this next mistake and
Mhm.
just make sure that I don't. And it's in. I listen. People do what they want to do, but that's just what I noticed. Okay, speaking of freedom, though. Okay, I got to get it started on the first topic because it is the hottest topic out here. Diddy's the jury is deliberating. They came to a conclusion on 4 of the counts, but the
Mhm.
judge told them to go back and to continue deliberating on the other account
Yeah.
because they said that this one guy refuses to change his opinion. That's what
Mhm.
the prosecutors and the defense attorneys wanted. They wanted someone to be able to think, for themselves.
Right.
And I know it's a black man in there that's not going to convict him because black men do not want to see black men locked up.
Mm.
Like black men don't
Mm.
want to see it. Black people don't want to see it. Even me as a black woman, I feel like, just don't want to see. But when I think about P. Diddy, brother, you did do a lot of stuff. Like I feel
Yeah.
like this lockup is
Yeah.
is is strictly for the stuff you did. So this is what I want to ask, and I got to get it with the first question, okay? And we just gonna kick it off right here. The Diddy verdict is coming out. Is Diddy going to jail? Y'all put it in the comments, okay? Is Diddy going to jail? I was looking at Tasha K's page. She was asking that question. And Jamal, what say you? Is Diddy going to jail?
Yeah, absolutely. He's going to jail. It just really depends on how long he's going to jail for. But he's going to jail.
Mm.
So whether it's
Mm.
5 years, 10 years, 15, I think they said on some of the charges, the max and federal minimum is 15 years. So, you when feds, you do that whole 15. Uh,
Mm.
um, even
Some
though
it said he could face life in prison.
yeah, but yeah, so that's what I'm saying. He, 15 the minimum, or he don't, I think the serious charge is the one they haven't come to a verdict on. That's the RICO, the racketeering. That's the one that they in there fighting over. The other 4, like you said, the 4 counts, they seem to come to an agreement on that. He's definitely going to
I mean,
jail.
let's talk about the
Depends on how
racketeering
long.
though. Are you human trafficking person, or are you flying chicks out and everybody want to be with P Diddy and they want to say that they was hanging with Diddy for the weekend, and then when they get there, it's the worst sex event of their
Mhm.
life. But if you flew out twice, to me, you haven't been racketeer, you haven't been trafficked. You flew out twice. If
You
you
flew.
listen, if you pull up in the white van and you grab me, yeah,
Mhm.
I've been trafficked. But if you got my name on a plane ticket and then I have somebody drop me off to the airport
Mhm.
and then I get on the plane and then I wait there on the plane, then I wait for y'all to come pick me up, only to wait in the hotel till the event start. Honey, that's not trafficking. You went there on your own and you liked it. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm. And
couldn't
got
wait.
paid.
Yeah,
And
and
you
got
paid
paid.
me after.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh. Paid? Oh, okay. All right. Now I'm
Yeah.
throwing that out the water. Kay, what say you?
I agree with Jamal. A lot of people have forgotten, as Jamal stated, that most of these people were either paid with money at the time, or paid with apartments, or paid with shopping trips, or paid
Mm-hmm.
with chicks in the entertainment industry. So all
Mm.
people, as Jamal said, they were compensated in some manner.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, see, I didn't even, I forgot about the apartments because that's huge. Honey, that's huge payment. Now you working for this brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. He was paying
Now you
rent.
just signed up. Yes, no, now you signed up, honey. Now you need to claim stuff on your tax. Like whenever your taxes get involved,
Mm-hmm.
you in straight partnership with this brother right here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the thing about it too is I feel like where you're doing the time at, and this is what we're discussing for the comments, is Diddy going to jail? Okay, because I feel like all of this stuff that you're talking about with the sex, the sex trafficking and the baby oil and the
The free
flying
call.
out and the prostitution, I feel like what you're gonna be paying for is when Shine got locked up for 10 years, took the fall for you. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this girl, Kim Porter, when she died, they said allegedly there was no
Mm-hmm.
electronics in the room, and allegedly her lungs was, in a, they said when you die of like pneumonia, your lung capacity, you may have like point 0.2 of pus in your lung, where a doctor allegedly she had 8 in her
Mm-hmm.
lungs. So he was just like, it's just sheer
Mm-hmm.
negligence. So those girls' mama, I feel like, whatever happened with that, because, she wrote her alleged book. Guys, first of all, do y'all hear how
Mm-hmm.
I got allegedly rolling through this tongue right here? If I don't say it,
There you go.
I just gotta put it right here, guys. This whole show is allegedly, guys. Okay? Yeah, y'all might not be looking at that show. You might be seeing it, you might not be seeing it. This whole show is allegedly. But anyway, I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, when you didn't give this girl her money, you know what I'm saying? Then when Shine went to jail for you, then you just offered him 50 G's, there is the retribution. Like, I feel like, then you threatened this girl and told her if she said something about Cassie getting beat, people come up missing. It's that thing that you're paying for
Mm-hmm.
right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you was just a nasty old freak off man, then we
Mm-hmm.
could put you right in the category of all the other nasty guys. You know what I'm saying? We what's the
Mm-hmm.
old white man, that used to be
Hugh,
with
Hugh
the
Hefner.
Hugh Hefner.
Hugh
We
Hefner.
could put you with the Hugh Hefners, and you could just be nasty, and that's it. But when you threatening to kill people, or people pop up missing, or people
Setting
beat, and
cars on fire.
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
and people going to jail for their whole youth. You took their whole youth. That's what you're paying for right there. Let me see what the comment said about it. Uh Brian Lynn, I see you in the building right here. Okay, what we're discussing is, Diddy, is he going to jail? And here's what you said in the comments. Let me switch this view right here because I don't want the comments covering y'all face up here. you said, I don't want to see any chronic violent offenders locked up. I don't want to see any chronic violent. Oh, you meant non-violent. I don't want to see any chronic non-violent offenders locked up. You said P. Diddy going for life. Ooh, you said prison should be reserved for offenders who are uncontrollably violent. Okay, well, is he uncontrollably violent? Because, we
Yeah.
did have one video that popped up
Mm-hmm.
where you were looking, you look like you hated women. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But Cassie, no one was holding you there. You could have just went back to your
Mm-hmm.
mama. Cassie's mother, P. Diddy sued Cassie's mother for
Yeah.
$20,000. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They were able to get it. They were able
Yeah.
to get it. They was not from the projects, and they was like, oh, okay, I don't know what we gonna do. I don't have to sleep with P.
Mm-hmm.
Diddy myself. No, honey, she brought this man her money, and
Mm-hmm.
and guess what? And then of course he returned the money
He
and never
returned it.
said
Yeah.
anything else. But
Mm-hmm.
this is what I'm saying is, honey, you could have full-fledged escaped. So his
Mhm.
beatings, if it was one time, yeah, that said, that second, that third, that fourth time, you opted into a lifestyle, and this would come with the lifestyle. So to me, you weren't a victim at all. You weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like if he did it one time and the girl went back home and then, she cried to her mama and that's it, that's who is a victim. But Cassie, to me, honey, you watching this man sleep with other men. You watch this man do sexual acts with other men,
Mhm.
and you still let him sleep with you. Okay, Brian said we good. Brian, listen, you said he beat that lady up. You said his worst crimes was beating his partners and employees.
Yeah.
That was the worst crime. You said he got lots of sex. Intimidating his enemies with violence. The freak offs are what the media loves. Dig. He definitely got issues with women. And because
Absolutely.
I feel like because he couldn't live out loud, with his
Mhm.
man lifestyle, you know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was definitely Diddy was definitely doing too much. I mean, I guess it was one time when the guy couldn't perform in a freak off, so Diddy is texting his employer, whoever hired the guy, like, "Hey man, he couldn't perform." Like, Diddy, what are you doing, man? You doing too much? You texting about the dude couldn't perform. You cheating Kid Cudi, you breaking into his house. I mean, Diddy was it's the same with R. Kelly.
Yeah.
They just did too
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Y'all go sit down
When
for
you like brother, you got freedom. You got
yeah,
enough money. You could move on. You never got to be with the same person twice. Somebody
exactly.
piss you off, you could move on. Taking the
Yeah.
time to go beat somebody,
Mm-hmm.
then that's now
Mm-hmm.
you're doing it. Now you're luring them there repeatedly to
Mm-hmm.
abuse them.
Yeah.
Okay, well, moving on because honey, black men be in the news these days. I mean, black men love the news these days. Okay,
Right. You
and the
can't stay
news
out the loop.
love can't stay out the news because here's another thing that I got. But before I put it up, I just want to say, guys, if you're looking at this show right now, share this live with two friends. Y'all know what I'm trying to do. Y'all see what I'm trying to do here. And I appreciate y'all so much for being in the room each and every Tuesday. We do each and every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. And do me a favor, hit that subscribe button right now. No, not right now. Right now, because now it's just so much faster than right now. All right, moving on to the next topic at hand. And let me just play this video and then we're going to discuss it.
In transparency, it is disappointing to continuously find out that your show is coming back on the internet instead of finding out from the network. And I've mentioned that in previous seasons and it's still happening. Or to see the trailer online and have to go search for the trailer so I can try to download the trailer for the hit show that I created for this studio and this network instead of getting it sent when everybody else is getting theirs. It does feel dismissive and disrespectful when it continues to happen and you've addressed it and it still happens. So at this point, I do not believe that the prequel series that I've written and the spin-off show, any prequel or sequels, I do not believe I'll be doing them with BET. I'm speaking with some amazing people that are interested, other streamers. So All the Queen's Men universe will continue to thrive. I'm just not sure where it's going to be. It's not up to the studio. It's not up to the network. In transparency.
Okay, so Christian Keys, he wrote All the Queen's Men.
Mm-hmm.
See, he wrote a prequel that he's talking about. And I feel you, Christian, you got to get the justice where the justice is served, brother. You got to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
My thing is, okay, and I'll just go ahead and put the question up here and we'll discuss it because to me it just seems what let me just put the question up here. Is this a power move or is this petty? That's what I need to know. Christian Keys pulls All the Queen Men. You heard what he said. He said he had to fight to get his created by credit back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That was definitely petty on the network. Let's get this
Mm-hmm.
brother his creative petty. But then not being able to download the trailers,
Yeah.
when everybody else could. Go ahead, Jamal.
No, yeah, no. I was agreeing. Definitely, it's BET, so but they should give the brother the trailer. I
No,
mean,
but nobody probably got their trailers.
yeah, and then not letting them know that it's the show has been picked up. So that sounds like something's going on with your management. That sounds like your management, your representation has, and BET executives have some kind of communication, because that should be communicated. But I understand his frustration. First thing, why is Christian Keys, as he getting older, is he looking more like a family member from DeBarge? You notice it now?
Yes.
Now Christian Keys is turning Puerto. He kind of. I was looking at that. He looked Dominican or Puerto Rican now. Yeah.
There go his. That is Z DeBarge right there on the left.
That's Z DeBarge. I don't think it's to answer your question. I don't think it's petty. I think that's how he feels. The brother, he wants to take his creative. He created the show. He wants to take it somewhere. Now he's saying he can take it somewhere else. BET executives may have another, because if they own all the Queen's Men, I'm sure it's somewhere in them contracts. They probably say we own prequels or sequels or any spinoff show. So that's like I said, that's another conversation. His management, his representation.
Yes, and I feel like trailers for the show. All right. When I think about a show, I have done a very small production myself, but a small production is 30 people. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think about all the Queen's Men. It's 100 people, maybe 200 people are employed by the show. And so they are losing their jobs because now if you find another home, great, then those people will stay employed. Maybe they'll stay employed, but I just feel like when we're talking about trailers, what's wrong with downloading and I guess maybe I got the actor's brain, please guys, I don't know, but maybe I'm one of them like, oh, please don't cut the show off. I won't work on the show. Maybe I'm that kind of person.
A job is a job.
Yeah.
A job is a job. But I do think about when we're talking about trailers, I do agree with you. Like, okay, you fought to get your credit back. Let's get your credit back. I feel like where I have the suspicious eye is because Christian has been in the news, before, was saying somebody been harassing me, for 7 years, and now just passed the statute of limitation, and I should say something, but I'm not here. And now here you are on social media yet again with this vague, it's not up to the studio, it's up to me. And it's just like, he said, perhaps God gave him the show. He said God gave him the show because he knew he was protected. And then somebody in the comments was like, brother, I don't know if God gave you that show. And I was thinking the same thing, because the Lord ain't create that show. If y'all see any episodes, y'all know the Lord ain't write that show.
Yeah, that's what I've never watched it, but I've seen some clips.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I just feel like, Kay, what do you think? Is this petty or is this a power move?
I agree with Jamal. He needs to get with his management team. I wouldn't have released that statement. I would have done my to make sure I own the prequel, I own the sequel before announcing anything. And I think that's the thing I don't understand about Christian Keys. Who is your management team and who is advising you? And why do you feel that you should be sharing this information with social media? Will that help your cause?
And also, too, before you even lock in a deal, like also too, I feel like you're saying that you're finding out that your show is coming back on the internet. Isn't that the best news ever? Is to find out your show is coming back. Like, because BT, I just filmed a show myself. So if y'all got an opening over there for a time slot,
there you go.
I can fill Christian's time slot. Now, it may not be the same kind of content, but people will be thoroughly entertained. Okay, let's go to the comments right here. Christian Keys, honey, he said he pulling his show from all, and let me tell you what he gonna do with it too. Let me play the videos. What he said he gonna do with it, because honey, he had a lot to say on TikTok. People be running the TikTok, honey.
There next
And
summer, and then go on tour, hopefully to a city near you or to your city. So it's up to me, thankfully. So I will let you guys know where it's going to end up. You know, whether you noticed or not, season 2, my Created by credit was removed, and I asked to get it back, and they said no. And I ended up having to call the WGA, call the union to force the studio to give me my credit back that I had earned. I created this 15 years ago, and I've been working on it for 15 years. I think God gave it to me because he knew I was going to protect it, and I will.
honey, rich people problems.
Rich people problem.
Rich
Yep.
people problems. Like, brother, some people just want to work, and also too, maybe I have to mature to that level too, where it's just like some people just want to work, but also too, you do have to think about the people that's working under, the people that you're gonna take the jobs from if you're removing the show. What y'all think
Mhm.
though? Y'all think this is a power move, or y'all think this is petty? Let me go to the Ryan Lynn said Katrina. Okay, let me put y'all on this view so y'all can see it. Brian Lynn is in the building shouting you out, Kay. You say all that is true, but he doesn't deserve to do life like he murdered folks. This is injustice. Ooh, talking about P. Diddy. Okay.
Idiot.
How many years he deserved to do? You know, how many years? You said BT is owned by Paramount. How many years did he deserve to do you think? Jamal, how many years?
Well, it's what they said. 15 years is the minimum. So I'm saying about 10 to 15. He probably gonna do.
15 years per count.
No. They usually run it concurrently.
Oh,
So
okay. Okay. That's this is what Kay wanted
how
to
old is
talk.
Diddy? Diddy is what?
He's 55.
So 15 years. That's 65, 70. Get out of
Yeah.
70. Hey.
I don't know. If he do get locked up, I feel like Trump is gonna pardon him. Honey.
That's what a lot of people saying. That's what a lot of
You
people
know,
saying.
I feel like Trump wants to get another something going, and he wants to look like a savior. And so he
Mhm.
might be like, lock him up, and then I'll come and pardon you. All you got to do, brother, is 6 months, and then I'll come and pardon you, and I'll get my poll numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
y'all don't give me to telling y'all who did that before. Okay, let me. Ooh, that sounds like your baby. Is she up?
Yeah. Her mother's in there. I don't know what happened to her. I think she may have hit her. I think she may have hit her head. Yeah,
Oh no.
mother got her. You know, I think she's getting old. She's growing. She don't know. You know what I mean? You growing.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Shawnee said, ask the
What
lawyer.
it is. Ask August. Ask the lawyer.
Ask the lawyer how much time you think he gonna get.
I
We
agree with
asking you, August. We
it
asking
was
how much time you think he gonna get.
15.
She said he doesn't need life in prison, like he murdered folks. I mean, you did murder folks' career. You did. Kim is not here. You know, I mean, allegedly, you know, people, you know, her book says that she was, you know, you was a monster to her, allegedly. But Kim, I mean, not Kim, Kate. What say you?
I say 15 with Jamal.
15.
Years.
Mm.
Mm.
15 years. That is the scariest thing in the world to me, to do 15 years. Well, this is what I want to also too is, Kay, I want to just ask this question since we brought it up offline. What can women do to prevent a Diddy? You know, what can women do to prevent these attacks? Let's start right. Yeah, because you know, you do get, I mean, I have been with a person that ain't had you know, even the same amount of money as Diddy got in his couch, and he still was trying to act like Diddy. You see what I'm saying? So what can women do to prevent this, Kay?
I was thinking about it, and I think we need to start going to schools and letting these young girls and young men know this is not acceptable behavior. You will pay
Mm,
you will pay for it in the end. And if you
mm,
have a desire to be in the entertainment industry, there's legal ways to do it. You don't have to attend a freak off. You don't have
Mm.
to be a sex worker. I'm sorry, on the side. You don't have to do those illegal things on the side. There are clean ways to achieve your goals. But I don't think we either they're not taught that in school or it's not emphasized in school.
Okay, well, at what age? Okay, because here's what when I went to ChatGPT about this, it said, "Can consent culture?" Because there's a consent culture out here. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just agree. You know, I feel like there's a consent culture with young girls. Like if you feel like somebody's threatening, you just do whatever he say do just so you can make it safe. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
at what age should that begin? You know, teaching people about, you know, canceling that consent culture and teaching, you know, young girls and young guys about boundaries. What age?
I say middle school. But
Mm.
Okay.
Kyle, what do you say?
I'll say middle school too. I can see middle school. And like you said, it starts in school, and also it starts in the home. It's the parents teaching these girls,
Mm,
you know, that listen, and also getting getting educated. You know, getting a good job so you don't have to feel like you need to depend on these rich dudes, because the rich dudes
mm.
prey on women. You know, like, hey, you need your rent. You know, this girl need her
And
rent.
young women prey
Yeah,
on
yeah,
rich dudes.
that's right.
Like
It's yeah. Yeah.
we've been young.
Mhm,
We know we sexy. We see a
mhm,
rapper. He's rich. He's famous. He's driving a big body car. You want to get
mhm.
up in there and you do whatever you got to do. And then of course you know it comes with your body. So
Yeah.
you know that's, you know, really what because that's, you know, they're he's luring them and they're
Mhm,
luring him.
mhm.
Everybody wants each other. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
But if you had your own, if you get educated and work hard and get your own, and you grew up with some morals, you know, parents taught you, you know, in school they taught you, you wouldn't have that issue. You know, you got a lot of women out here who worked hard, you know, got educated, good job. I mean, you know, black women buying houses. I don't know if you saw black women buying houses more than any group. You know,
Yes.
single black women buying houses more than
Yes.
any group. So, you know, you got a lot of sisters who are doing the right thing. And
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
but you know, it's
And
always
they've
yeah,
had guidance, but some of them are reformed Diddy car riders. You know
yeah,
what I'm
that's
saying?
true.
Because when you're young, I don't care how much rate, like especially when you raise a child that's real good. It's almost like the better you raise her, the more
Mm-hmm,
the bad boy looks appealing because she's been around good all of her life. So then she'd be like, okay, well, let me just see what's over there because that's what I feel like was happening with like Cassie. You know,
Yes.
you
mm-hmm,
want the bad boy, and then the
mm-hmm,
bad boy turned out to be the devil. You
yeah,
know, and you know,
yeah,
unless you meet this guy over here at, you know, at Princeton, and then y'all get married, I feel like you know that's what saves you, or you know,
mm-hmm.
I don't know what say, but maybe we need not even. You said middle school is when we need to start.
Middle
Middle
school, I
school,
guess. Mm-hmm,
yeah.
yeah,
I feel like that too. I feel like, you know, let's lay it on them thick in middle school
mm-hmm,
too, because
yeah,
you know, black families, we be going around, we be honey, we be scooting around the subject. We be like, listen,
yeah,
he might, and don't do nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? When we need
mm-hmm,
to lay it out like being like, listen,
mm-hmm.
people gonna ask you to open up, they gonna ask you to do, they gonna try to ask you, you know, and we need to let them know because, you
They're gonna
know,
pray on you. Yeah.
they gonna
Yeah.
pray on you, and and we also need to let them know they always come with something shiny, you know, either the clothes
Mm-hmm,
shiny, the car shiny, the wrist shiny, you know what I'm saying, the teeth shiny,
mm-hmm.
like everything is shiny. Okay, all right.
Facts.
Okay. If you're looking at this on playback, right, guys, hit that subscribe button right now. We do this each and every Tuesday. I just want to say this too. Thank you so much to my audience who comes by. Y'all know I've had to switch out this show, and I'm just trying to stay away from, you know, the controversial topics so I can go, but it feels so good that y'all still come by and still participate in this show, and I just want to thank you so much. Okay, now Jamal brought this to my attention. And of course, I'm kicking it tonight with my two homies. Okay, Jamal Doman, funny comedian. Katrina McDowell just passed the bar. I just so proud of this lady. And of course, we're talking about a variety of topics right here. But Jamal brought this to my occasion, to my attention, and of course, now somebody else brought this to my attention. On Next Door when they was rioting for the ICE raids. They were protesting for the ICE raids. I looked on the Next Door app because it was like all these sirens going on, and I was like, "What is going on? Like, what's happening?" And then on the Next Door app, they was like, "Oh my word, they out here protesting for these people that's not even from here, but won't get out here and protest for these homeless people." And we need to get out, clean up the homeless people in Los Angeles. And that got me to thinking, what can we do? Like, can they be saved? What can we do about the LA homeless crisis? Because certainly it's a homeless crisis out here. Okay. But what role should the community be playing? Like, are we with the tiny houses? Are we with, because certainly I talk to a lot of people that are in a homeless, well, I can't say a lot of people, but like over the course of the time I've been in LA, where I've been this close up on home every day, and some people don't want to be inside. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to be inside, and if they inside, they want to bring the outside inside. I remember when I lived on Cherokee. When I lived in this building, they let these homeless people in here because they must have had like a voucher or something. These people basically brought everybody who was outside with them in the tents in the building, and it had it set up like a homeless shelter, and like had tents set up in the living room, like bikes, a hot tub, like literally living homeless. So then we had to fight as the tenants to get them out of the building, but we wound up having to sue that building for how much them people destroyed the building. So that's what I need to know. What can we do? I mean, who is to blame? First of all, is the city to blame? Or is the, because I do feel like the city has a to do with it, because when people go down here and tell them that they homeless, the city give them a tent. You know what I'm saying? They ask it. So like, guys, if anybody going to Joshua Tree for the weekend, just stop down to the city and tell them you homeless, and head out to Joshua Tree to camp out for the weekend, because you can get a free tent.
Yes, it's one of LA's biggest issues, man. And you asked a good question. Who's to blame? It's a lot of factors. I mean, first, we lost the war on drugs, so a lot of this is the result of we lost the war on drugs 40 years ago, and we're seeing the effects of it. We lost the war on mental illness. We never did anything about mental illness. And also LA should have tried to nip this in the bud 25, 30 years ago, but LA kept the rug. And you know what happens when you sweep dirt under the rug for years and years, that rug is bigger and bigger. And now we're here where we at. And like Del, you asked a great question. Can people be saved? When we think about homeless people, we think it's different types of homeless people. It's like the homeless people that moved into your building.
Yeah.
No, I don't think anything can save them. Then we think about like Will Smith character from Pursuit of Happiness, like that type of homeless. Like that type of homeless can be because they,
that type of homeless needs a voucher and needs to be put in a home.
But like you said, it's a lot of them. They don't want to come inside. They on drugs. They mental illness. They, that's why we should have set up a tiny home or like a field where just let them have their tents and let them. We should have, let them.
Listen, I feel like I feel like there is enough open land out here that, yes, let's get y'all to tiny village. Let's take y'all over here to one of these like canyon countries, and let's get y'all a tiny village, and let's get to, just like a campground has a bathroom and somebody come clean and this and that, and y'all just be out here. But no, they don't want that. They want to be out here in the city with us, sleeping on top of your car when you come out and your car is parked. they want that. You understand? Yeah. Yes. Do. So, because look, I talked to this one guy on the train. This one guy was like, I don't know. I tried to get a home before, but it was just so boring up in there. I like being in the tent. I mean, we have some up and down times. Like, and I was like, brother, everybody got some up and down times. At least you can have inside. And he was like, I don't know. It's the life for me. You know what I'm saying? So,
Mm-hmm.
but this kind of guy had a voucher before. So he is,
Mm-hmm.
he is ruining somebody else's uh peace at their
Yeah.
place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what can, but I know when you talk about the Will Smith kind of people, okay? Because I was one of the Will Smith kind of people. I mean, not that I needed a home, but like these affordable homes,
Yeah.
that is where I feel the racism has happened with affordable homes. I remember I was trying to get this apartment, and this affordable apartment, it was going to be $500 a month. It was going to be right downtown. And these people did everything in their power to not get me in there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to ask Kay too. Kay, since Kay is going into real estate law, um, what are some of the resources that we can keep from this modern day like redlining? Because that's really what happened. You hear redlining that used to happen in the back in the day where it was, not giving black people mortgages, but they're doing it with these affordable apartments because I was one of them, whereas they made up a way, the first they said I can't, you know, need to bring in this paperwork. Then they changed up on it. Then they said this, then they, you know, Kay, give us some resources, Kay.
Well, actually, when that happened to you, and I always tell everyone when they tell you no, I always ask them, what's the reason?
Mm-hmm.
I'll always get the paperwork because that's when you can start building your case.
Mm-hmm.
Once you build your case, then you can go to legal aid. Legal aid will help you and try to bring other people with you so you can have a class action suit. And as you,
Mm.
because you've told me about your other class action suit, which you won, congratulations. That is how
Thank
you
you so much.
get the law change. And I know people hate to hear that answer, but it's a slow process. And you have to remember, you need every single piece of paper they give you because that's what's going to help you win the case. They're
Mm.
very,
Mm.
and you have to be
Mm-hmm.
and say, well, that's what you told me last month. What's the excuse you're giving me today?
Mm.
Make
Mm-hmm.
it writing. And if they say,
Mm.
well, no, you can't have it in writing, make sure you record them while you're in there. You can do a
Yeah.
transcript of the conversation.
I feel like also too is, because it's such a long fight, I did
Yes.
get my other case taken on by the civil rights people, the housing and urban development who contracted the California civil rights department, and they took the case on. But I had called to the LA civil rights department, and this white man was on the phone, and he had the most delusional way of looking at it. This man looked at the paperwork. Now, these federal people took the case, but this man looked at the paperwork and he was like, no, they were giving you ample time and ample options. And these people were ample time and ample options. No, they were specifically doing delays so that I couldn't get the apartment. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I just wrote down his name because as soon as I win the case, I'm gonna go back and then get them because
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
this man was specifically telling me that these people was the nicest they ever. It was almost like he was their friend. You see what I'm saying?
You hit the nail on the head. I always tell people interview your lawyers. Your lawyers may not fit your case and situation. They may
Mm.
have information that you know is totally wrong.
Mm,
Don't
mm,
go with the first lawyer you meet. Interview your lawyers like you're interviewing a doctor. Will this
mm,
does this person see this case the way I see it?
mm. Yeah, yeah. Well,
Mm.
guys, first of all, I just can't thank y'all enough for being on the show tonight. I'm trying to think, Jamal, I always save your videos because Jamal, you be having the funniest videos. I always
That's
be able to say, let me see if I got one here. Let me see if I got one here because Jamal, your videos, I like that you started to do. I forget what they're called. I like that you started to do them, but I forget what they're called.
the nasty work.
Um,
Work.
the nasty work,
Nasty work. You talking about the nasty work videos? Or?
Oh, okay.
But
the nasty work video.
is that the one? Which was that the ones you took? Like I always
It's
do at the end of the video, I'll be like, "That's nasty work," Like it's silly. If it's silly,
no. This is like you'll do the animals and you'll do. I don't know.
I do so many. Yeah, I do so many.
Yes,
This is on my page. Y'all
but
see. Y'all see.
yes, please. I'm trying to see which one that I saved from you because you be having a lot of funny videos and sometimes they have music, so sometimes I can't do them, but I did catch a couple that wasn't wasn't music. Let me see if I can put them. Let me see if I can present them over here. I mean not your videos, but I did get a couple of funny videos for the week because maybe I don't know if I got this from your page or not.
I seen that. I didn't.
Oh no, that was N1.
Let me tell you something, man. This AI now. AI.
Yes, no, but was that AI?
Oh yeah, it's AI. Yeah. AI looks so real now.
Oh my word! I'm talking about, ma'am. You need to stay on that boat, okay, at all times. You said what? Okay, what you say? You said they need her exactly, ma'am. Sit down, okay. The whole boat, the whole boat went down because you said that. She got off here.
Dance with us?
You asking her? Now lady dance.
Yeah, dance with us.
Let me go for it.
Got that elephant twerking out there. Let me do this last one, which is y'all might recognize this last one. Or maybe you won't. Hold on. But you might recognize it.
Enforcement and policy not.
Turn that noise off.
Violating the supremacy clause, they're also discriminating against federal agents, and that is also unlawful.
I ain't gonna watch all that.
Responding to the suit here at City Hall will be we'll bring you the latest coming up news at 11.
Turn that noise off.
LA County Supervisor Hilda Solis guilty to all charges. He faces 15 years for life in prison if convicted of all charges.
That's actual footage of your grandma watching the P. Diddy trial all day long. Oh,
but she ain't gonna watch it. She ain't gonna watch it, but still watching it.
No, yeah. She said, I ain't got time for this all day, all that garbage and stuff, and then running right back to the TV. You know what I'm saying? Because she need to see the details. I need to set that segment up better. I just added in this last week like a reaction, to video segment. So I need to set it up better. But anyway, yes, thank you so much. Yeah, thank y'all so much for joining me today on the Dell Show. If y'all haven't already, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button right now. We do this each and every week. And I just cannot thank you enough to my audience that comes every week and shows me so much love. Even on the playback, y'all come and show me so much love, and I just really appreciate y'all for that. I want to thank my guests, Katrina McDowell and Jamal Doman. First of all, Jamal, tell everybody where they can find you and what you got going on?
Absolutely. All at Jamal Doman on all social media platforms. Check me out on that Dope Dealers podcast. Me and Toby Hicks, we're coming back. We've been off for a while, but we're about to come back. So check us out on that. Just go to my website, jamaldoman.com. Go to all that and a bunch of information. Got some shows coming up, some good stuff coming up. So go to my social media page and get all that info. And I appreciate you, Del, for having me.
Yes, thank you so much. And y'all got to go check out his videos. I think they're called remixes, but somebody called them somebody had another like fancy name. But anyway, you remix because I saw one was like the dog was in the pool,
Yeah.
and you'll be
Yeah.
commentating on it. Y'all got to go check out his page for that.
Absolutely.
And Kate, tell everybody where they can find you, how they can follow you, and what you got going on.
Yes, you can follow me on Law School on Faith. I'll be sharing my story there. And as Dale mentioned, tips dealing with real estate law. And thank you, Dale, for having me on your show tonight.
Thank you so much for coming, Kay, y'all. And of course, y'all can follow me on everything. I am Del Harrison, y'all. Please follow me on social media. And I will see y'all next time right here on the Del Show. Don't y'all hang out because we got to do that. I'll see you over here next time. Okay, guys.